Hello, Capricorn. Happy New Year 2016. Listen, I am seeing here that you are really wanting this year to stand out. And you have blessings with you upon your side. I'm feeling already before 2016 set in that you were starting to feel and see that things were starting to open up, to expand for you. And here you are, top of the year, and I see you really taking some actions already right off the get-go as far as building that new foundation and structure. And I feel a lot of this also will not just tie into hopes and dreams on several levels, but for some of you it will actually mean your home and family environment, that this is something that you're wanting to put into the forefront. Maybe it is also a part of your intentions for the entire year that you would like to have more, should I say, home or family time too, embedded into everything else. We know that you love to work, right? So yes, there is family here, and I feel that you are really cutting through to what is important, really cutting to the bone of making priorities. And this is going to be even more so clear to you when you get into February, because February, I'm seeing it's like having this beautiful bouquet, all right, and some last longer and some wither earlier. So I see how you're kind of like weeding out those that are withered, so that bouquet can stand fresh and strong and clear as your intentions are still to grow and expand this part of your life. This is you growing those values that are close to heart, that is really truly important to you. You're feeling quite blessed this month because as you're cutting back or pruning, that's allowing that fruit tree to carry more fruits. This is exactly what you're doing, and it's going to pay off financially throughout the year. You might not see all of that return in February, but whatever it is you're cutting back on now is so that those really important branches in your life can actually explode later down the road. So March 2, I feel that you're still contemplating, you're still working through, meaning that your work should be pretty much average. It's good, it's stable, but it's the work you're doing behind that which is really powerful. I see that there are things now that are coming to the surface here in March, to the surface of your mind, your consciousness, but in which you are holding very close to heart. You might not be communicating too much of your plans to too many around you, of course, maybe your partner, but it's like these plans that are taking on shape and form. They're not fully developed quite yet. Your daily life is working and functioning perfectly, but this, whatever it is, behind the scene thought is slowly developing, even through April. So you have February, March, and April where you're having this underlying, I'd like to call it an inner project, for loss of better words. And these 3 months, your daily life is going to look great, stable, good, harmonious, all of that. But the underlying is still the pruning, because you're wanting to transform. This transformation is so powerful that once we're beyond April, you're going to start seeing the manifestation of it and how it's going to come together. When I look at the rest of the year, it's like, oh my God, you're doing it. And some of you have been thinking about this maybe even for a few years, all right? But it's coming in now where you can dynamically get in there with hands-on. I know you like that type of energy, Capricorn, only because you're such a doer when you first decide to do something. And you're also a very result-oriented type person. Here, April, you might also hear about some shift or some major change going on. For somebody, I see a time of transition that you will be hearing about. For you in your personal life coming into May, I feel there is such a, I'd like to say relief, perhaps, because I see how your energies just seem to be very liberated now at this time, where you can actually have a little bit more me time with you and your loved ones, your children, your spouse. If you're single, it's a great time to meet somebody new, but it's just leisurely. This will at least recharge your batteries, because back to the drawing board, June is another month that's coming up with a lot of work and expansion and also choices. Whatever those choices are, I feel it's not difficult. I can see how you already are have anticipated it, I feel. And for you, I think too, it could be a blessing, because why? You're already wanting to implement these earlier changes that you were contemplating. So maybe this is when the shift is going to take place. And I feel there's going to be a lot of oh my gods around you from others. They may not have known, since you were holding it so close to heart, what you've been working on. But now that it's coming out, well, then in this sense, they're going to see exactly what it is you've been working on. And it will be a surprise to many people. And you're happy, you're joyful. There is a person, he's a male, coming in, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that can become very important and supportive to you. And even he might have some information or insight that may leave you feeling somewhat surprised. Now, here, as far as work, here we're going to start seeing the blossoming of everything. I see there is here for you in August a change at work. It's positive. You're getting the wheel of fortune, so things are really lifting up, getting up to spiff, moving forward. And I feel at a speed. It's like the rest of the year is going to be speedy developments. And some of you might even be traveling more so here in August, and bringing you right smack in there to September, where there is some news about marriage, weddings. So either that you're going to be invited to, if it isn't you yourself, great time for you to get married if that is upon your agenda. But I'm seeing joy. I'm seeing how the heart is flowing over for this couple that will wed. And it also looks like it might be at distance, so there is travel, perhaps connected even to that. But again, looking at your work here, there is stability coming together physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And you might even be working up something close with a partner or a partnership. Or if you're already working for a firm, they might just want you to work a little closer within a team, whatever that is. But you know what? It's creative, and it's joyful, and it's giving you a great feeling of satisfaction. Why? Because it looks like whatever it is you're working with, it's something you believe in. We're not just talking about work for the paycheck at the end of the month. This is really you working with those things that are inspiring to you, where you're feeling you're making a difference due to it. And that's what real work is all about, finding one's passion and then living it. That's also where success usually follows too. So social time for you, very busy towards the end of the year. There is something coming to the surface for you though, and you're going to be looking at it and going, whoa, so this was the harvest. Okay, so you're harvesting straight through September to November. Things, I'll say from August to September, where things are just lifting, rising, expanding, and where you're thinking, whoa, this is really, really good. And then I feel that by November, you should be able to plateau, and that will be like your new, should I say, roof or your new ceiling on where it is you're landing. And you are going to be quite happy to have that as your new foundation. There might be somebody not feeling too well when we get closer to the end of November into December. It looks like it could be a male person, somewhat older than you. And I'm feeling it might have something to do with back, like back problems or so forth. But it's in passing. So, you might have pulled a muscle, whatever it is. Or it could be a sciatic nerve. So it's a little bit just extra help or compassion going on to that person. But for you, I'm feeling that you're in a place this year where blessings are coming in from the sidelines, which is actually making you the primary blessing here due to actually taking action upon your visions. And then the sideline blessings are coming in to support all of that. So you can have a lot of growth and expansion in the overall 2016. Then in the years to come, looking back, you could point it out and say, wow, that's when things changed up. But we know, Capricorn, you've been working really hard for the last couple of years, so nothing comes easy. You've earned it. So, yeah.